What is up guys, and welcome to another video from Sterling Tech. So today we're going to attempt to build a PC from scratch for you. This was the donor PC. Actually somebody gave me this to throw it away, and it's an old Zoo Storm. It was actually quite good to throw away. It's actually an i5, don't know if you can see the sticker there. I think it's a 4th or 5th generation i5, so still quite a good motherboard with quite a good processor. So we were attempting to upgrade this into this one over here, change it into a nice modern case that's RGB lit, and obviously try and upgrade it with a new memory, a new hard drive, and try and rescue it. It's good for the environment because obviously we're not trying to sort of throw away everything we can. So first thing to do is quite simple. It's just to remove these screws over here from the original motherboard. There are about 6 of them, 1, 2, and there's a couple there as well. That's it. They're actually connected to the old standoffs. Just remove the screws, and you need to take off these very simple connectors. That's one for the USB, one for the HD hard drive audio, and one should be for the hard drive. Yep, hard drive audio and hard drive power switch and power switch LEDs. A couple of just takes in, but there are about 6 of them all together. Once you've removed those, you need to remove the back plate there, which is for your USB connectors. So very simply, I'll leave the processor and the heatsink and the fan on because it makes your life easy. You don't need to remove them. I'll leave the memory sticks in there as well. There's one missing, so I just inserted that, which I'll show you. It's very easy to do. Just remove these 2 clips at the side. That's it, and you can pop your memory out. It's a good idea to touch your fingers with metal before you start, or use a plastic gloves. That's your memory stick removed, and you can only go in one way because they're actually cut to fit a certain groove inside the slot, so you can't get it in wrong. Once you've slotted it back in, give it a firm push in, and then just close the clips at the side. That's it. It can be a bit stiff sometimes. That's it. That's one. The other side. That's it. Once you've done that, the memory sticks are installed, so all we'll do now is just remove it. I've already removed the screws, so it'll just come straight out. And then what I've done is, just to make life a bit easier, I've used the original, oh it's tangled there, I've used the original standoffs from the old motherboard, sorry, the old case, because it just makes your life easier. All the exact same screws will fit into the exact same standoffs, and I've inserted the plate in there. That's where your USB connectors will go, and your VGA and your DVI connectors will come out of, which are at the back of the motherboard over here, as you can see. That'll just slot into the plate and it makes it look nice and neat. So I've already inserted the old standoffs, so the original screws will go. Once the motherboard's gone inside onto the original standoffs, it's just a matter of putting the screws in. So the original screws are going into the original standoff. Just makes your life easier. And sometimes with newer standoffs, yep, that's a perfect height. Newer standoffs, old screws don't really mix in much together, but that's quite simple to do. As you can see, I've already lined the plates up as well, so we've got the DVI connector there, VGA connector there, the speaker connectors there as well, microphone, so that's all lined up. Memory's in there already. Next thing to do is just to slot the power supply unit in. So yeah, I've got a big slot there for the power supply unit. It's exactly the same size, most of them are about the same. That goes into there, and then it's just a matter of connecting the main power supply unit connector there onto the motherboard. So yep, just line that up there, and it's pretty simple. It can only go in one way. There we go. That's connected into there. So power supply is connected. There are 4 screws we need to tighten at the front of the power supply there. That's 1, 2 and 2 at the bottom there. Power supply in. Next is the hard drive. So we've already inserted the power supply unit. It just needs 4 screws. That's 1 of them tightened up at the top, and just 2 and 3, 4 at the top. Next thing is the hard drive, which will go into this bracket over here. It's easily removed. Just press on these 2 clips and it'll come out. And then there are some screws that you can insert at the sides of the bracket to hold your hard drive in place. You can choose to go SSD if you wish. So the hard drive, simple SATA 500 GB, Western Digital will just slide into there. There we go. And then you just got the power connectors at the back, power connector and a SATA connector, which will do. Next thing, we're going to insert the graphics card into the graphics card slot there. We need to remove this plate at the back and just slot in a 2 GB graphics card into there. So the final few pieces left to do are fitting the graphics card. So we have a nice MSI 1 GB or 2 GB, I think it's a 1 GB graphics card that will just slot into this graphics card port over here. But we need to remove this plate at the back. It's just a simple screw. So we take off the screw, remove this plate, and then all you have to do is just line in, and we have to take the protective covers off that protect the connectors because it's brand new, and the protective covers at the back as well. What I've also done is I've actually added the small USB wires for the it's actually very small down there, but that's for the power switch, reset switch, USB connectors, and the HDD lights, audio lights. So that's all fitted in now. Yep, so we've got all the tiny cables. They're actually marked. If it's a good idea to take a picture so you can zoom in on the picture, and then you'll know exactly which way it goes. But these actually tiny connectors are marked, so they only go into the correct wires. If you take a picture and then zoom into it, you'll be able to see a lot better. That's it. So let's put the graphics card in. We've already fitted the hard drive in, so we've added the SATA cable and the power cable. That's ready to go. Power supply has been fitted into the main board as well. We've added the tiny connector cables for the HDD, power switch and USB ports. Just left to install the graphics card, and then we turn it on and see what happens. So just to quickly recap for you, first we put in the motherboard. So we put in the original standoffs from the old case with the original screws just to make life simpler for us. Next went in the memory sticks, just slotted them into the appropriate slots. Next went in, if you remember, the heatsink and the processor was already attached, so we left that as it was just to keep life simple. The processor was already, CPU was attached to the motherboard, left it as it was. We put in the motherboard, we put in the memory sticks, then we attached the power supply unit there, clipped it into place, including the power CPU fan power supply to there. Next was the graphics card, so we just bought I think this is a 2 GB graphics card. It just, again, we have to take out the plate at the back, if you remember, and this will allow it can go only go in one way, so they'll just click into there we go. And at the front of it, yeah, you just need to tie a screw at the top over there so that it lines up, and you've got all three. We've got the HDMI and the VGA and the DVI ports at the back as well. So graphics card is in. Just to add a touch of class, what I've done to it is I've added 2 LED light strips to it. They come with very simple from buying from Amazon or eBay. Come with the connectable port already attached. So one of these ports, it just clips into the back of the ports for your hard drives or your CD-ROM drives, any sort of additional drives, just clicks into there. They only cost about £4, but they do light up nicely. So the next thing to do is to put in a tie clip at the front of the case. As you can see, there's a wire mesh there, and what I'll do is just attach one of the LED strips at the front and one at the top with a wire clip. Just run it through the mesh squares or one of the empty holes, and that's it. So we're almost there. We're just about to close the case, switch it on, and see if all the hard work paid off. Just a quick tip for you, before I actually took off the connectors for the HDD LED lights and the power switch, I just took a quick picture on my mobile phone just to remember which connector goes where. They are very, very tiny letters that tell you they're numbered, and they're lettered plus and minus as well, so you can only slot them in the correct way. So that's audio, that's USB connectors, HDD connectors, and it just makes life simpler when you have to reconnect them to the new motherboard. That's a useful tip for you. There it is, the final product for you. Started from absolute scratch, so we've added a few extra things here. The LEDs look absolutely amazing. The strips have gone inside. The case fired up first time, no issues with it as well. We've added a Dell monitor on it and 24 inches to give it a decent size picture. We've added these light speakers as well, just to give it a bit of a class, sort of a touch of class, and they look quite nice. They're multicolor changeable as well, so you can adjust the colors on them as well. We've added 2 speakers on there just to give it a bit of sound, to give you an idea what it sounds like. A Rapov keyboard and mouse, and I love these. These are ultra cheap. They're only about 25 quid. And they feel and look really nice and feel really good to use as well. The final product, guys, it started off like this: a broken down old Zoo Storm headed for the scrap heap. We stripped everything out of there. It's empty now. As you can, if you remember, we started out something that was going to the scrapyard. I think it was a waste of a good PC. Obviously, this is good for the environment. It'll probably will give it away to somebody, one of our subscribers, and you can enjoy it many years. For many years to come. Let's give you a quick idea of its performance. So idea of what it sounds like, what the pictures are like. We did actually love this build, enjoyed every minute of it, and obviously just to give you an idea of its gameplay, it is quite fluid, doesn't jerk at all. And the case looks nice as well. We'll call it the Stormtrooper edition, so we've given it a name as well. So we're going to add a few more touches to it, maybe a Stormtrooper mouse mat just to finish it off for you. Give you an idea of what it sounds like as well. Give you an idea of picture quality. And it's a really good, rewarding thing at the end when you can get something done from scratch and save it from the scrap heap. Obviously, it was too good to throw away. It was i5, 4th generation, and
is inevitable.
we just thought, let's give you an idea of its picture quality.
We are no Jedi.
I started hearing whispers of Thrawn's return as heir to the
Thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you for your generous support. So this is our PC build for you. If you enjoy this, please be kind enough to hit the like and subscribe button on your way out. If you would like similar videos like this, please let us know in the comments below. We could also do things like upgrades for you, maybe twin screen monitors, maybe better speakers, maybe better graphics cards. If you'd like that type of thing, just let us know. And thank you so much for your kind and generous support, and have a lovely day.